So, but you know, when we just train a horse for riding, it's a little bit different. So you can still put blinkers on them, but it's better just to get them used to a lot of things. Teach them how, you can't get them used to everything, but you can teach them how to respond and come back to you even if they do panic. And that's what I try to do right from the very get-go. So if she panics or spooks at anything, I bring her right back to me. I talk to her, bring her close to me and tell her it's okay. Okay, and we go back to business. Okay? All right, let's get going, girl. Come on. Come on. Okay, so now I'm going to pull her into me, and I'm going to have her go the other way. Good. Now, she's paying attention, which is good, but if she was not paying attention and not soft right here on the lead, I would let her go a little bit until she's tired of running around and ready to focus. Right now, she's good, she's ready to focus. She's never going to be like real low-headed, this horse, like some quarter horses are, but for her, that's pretty relaxed, okay? Go back. Go back around this way. I'll show you what I mean here. This horse can run, okay? I'm going to cue her up. Sometimes she gets a little bothered and she says, all right, you want me to go? I'm going to go. She'll kick up her heels. So you don't have to ask her twice. This is a racehorse here. She knows what she is bred for. Tail in the air. Woo, go. And out. Okay. So you see, she likes to run, this horse. She really likes to run. Look at this long trot. Look at this long trot on this horse. Go the other way. Okay, she's not ready to go the way. Pay attention. Okay, go that way. Good. Same thing. Okay, bring her in. Turn. So you see, for this horse, she's being very responsive. Although it looks like she's running a little wild, that's just her nature. I mean, she's a really athletic horse. But watch when I ask her to stop and bring her back down. Good. All right, so she comes right to a stop. And notice how she's still looking around. Ears are in the air. She's looking around, heads up. Okay. She will go at the snap of a finger. See how delicate she is? Good. Let's go. Pay attention. So I got to keep her mind focused because she's already looking around. All the sounds at the barn and what have you. So with a horse like this, you really got to keep him focused. And you got to keep them in hand. Come on, step up. All right, so, okay. So that's the way she is. Okay, so now, I'm going to walk her off a little bit because she run a little bit. She's not tired, but I want to let her walk a little bit. We'll get her back down, rev down a little bit, and then I'll show you how I start them. Let's go back, honey. So what I'm going to do is put this on pause and come back. You don't need to watch me walk her here for 5 minutes. Okay, so we're good to go now, I think. All right, so what I do to start them is, first of all, I try to have as little on as possible for myself. As far as, I don't even typically wear chaps in the beginning. I just want to have as much communication between me and the horse as possible. So I'll typically just wear, jeans, tight jeans, not too tight that I can't move my legs, but I don't want them loose and floppy either. I don't want my fringed chaps. I don't want the horse, you know, coming around trying to bite the fringe or paying attention to anything. I want to make sure I don't have anything in my pockets. Just basically want to be smooth, okay? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up on this horse, just bareback, and see if she'll take my weight and just take me being up on her and just rubbing on her, loving on her, let her know that I'm not up there to hurt her. There's no tack between me and her. There's no saddles, nothing jiggling, nothing sticking her, nothing. Just me and her. Okay, and that's the way I do it. Okay, once they're good with that, hey, she wants to rub. Stop rubbing. Back up. Come on, back up. Okay, she tends to be a rubby-dubby. She likes me to rub on her, but you need to stand there. Okay, so once we get through that period, then I'll put a bareback pad on, cinch them up with the bareback pad, and we'll do the same thing. I'll get up and down a couple times. We'll walk around a little bit. Let them feel what it's like to have a cinch on them. Again, without a saddle and just the lead rope. And we'll just do some left circles with the lead rope. And if that all goes smooth and good, she's just walking around relaxed, then we'll go to the second part of this bareback. And I'll go ahead and I'll put, usually I'll put split reins on them. And I can do left and right circles. That way we can do some backing and stopping and just mainly walking around exploring. And if the horse is nice and relaxed with all that, then we'll start trotting a little bit. What we don't want to do is typically where you get in trouble is we break into a trot for the first time, especially with a really fit, sensitive horse like this. They might get going a little Bucky Town on you. I want to avoid that for a while until she's got 6 or 7, maybe 8 rides on her with the bareback pad. And then we'll go into the trotting. When I'm totally sure she gets it all and she's not spooking at anything, she understands everything and she's totally in hand. Okay, and then final stage 3, I'll go ahead and put a saddle on them, whether it's going to be a racing saddle or a Western saddle. Typically those are only 2 saddles I use, but you can use an English saddle, whatever type of saddle you're going to use. Then by the time you get to the saddle stage, they already completely understand what's going on, why you're up there. They understand their cues, their directions, and they know what's going on, and they just have to get used to feeling, you know, the saddle feels a little bit different, obviously, than a bareback pad. And then when she's comfortable doing that, or he, then I'll go ahead and I'll put the bridle with the bit, whatever type of bit I'm going to use on them. Generally, I start them in a straight type bit, like a happy mouth straight, or I even have a leather straight with the colts. I use more of a leather straight bit. I'll use a smooth snaffle sometimes. I tend to not like the snaffles as much. I like the smooth, straighter bits. And then we'll go maybe to a snaffle after that. Depends on what I'm going to use the horse for, whether it's going to be racing or whatever. A lot of times with the racing, I'll keep them in that same happy mouth. If the horse is really easy and light, if I need to put something a little bit more severe for control, it all depends on what we need. But typically, I like to just ride the horses around in these rope halters. You know, once you get good and broken, they respect that well. That's fine for my purposes, just for tooling around on the farm and stuff. But of course, if you're going to use them for any type of competition or racing or anything, you got to use what's adequate for that. So, with no further ado, I'll show you how I do stage 1. Back up, girl. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop rubbing on me. I'm going to go over here to the side of the horse, and I'm going to make sure she understands moving over. Move the hip over. Good. And if she gets pushy on me like she is, she keeps pushing on me, I'm going to put her through a few of these things before I get on her, because I want her to be paying attention and standing still. I don't want her pushing and getting in my space and all this. And we're going to go the other way, same thing. She's listening to sounds over there. Hip over. Good. And back. Good. Step up. Okay. Hip over. Come on. Hip over. Hip over. Atta girl. Come on. There you go. Good. And back. Good. Good job. Stand. And then typically what I'll do after this is I'll bend them with the rope. See, she already knows what's coming. Did that a little abruptly, not too relaxed, but I'll do that on both sides a couple of times. As you can see, she's a really hot, active horse. She's never going to come down. I mean, she may eventually, but I've had this horse for quite a while, and she's just like that. She just doesn't relax. Okay. All right, so at that stage, what I'll do, now she's standing good for me. Stop rubbing. I'll go over here. Stop. Woo. Good. I'll go over here and I'll stand on the side like this here. Stop. Woo. And I'll just apply a little weight on the horse. Stop. Hey, back up. Okay, good. Right there. Woo. And I'll just apply a little weight on the withers, grabbing some mane until she lets me just hang on it, like this here. I'll do it a little at a time. Good girl. And I'll tell her she did good. And I'll just sit and let her relax. I want her to stand nice and quiet like she's doing now. Good girl. I'm going to do that a couple times. And I'll go ahead and rub on her. Rub her underneath. She likes the rubbing. Only thing with the rubbing with this mare, I got to make sure she don't come around and try to rub me back. She likes to repay the scratches. Good. And then we'll just do that a couple times. Get back up on her like this. Ooh. And I'll hang. Good girl. And I'll go around and do the same thing on the other side a couple times. To shorten up the video, I'm not going to do both sides now, but that's typically what I'll do. Okay, so she's good with that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump up and down a little bit. You're all right, girl. This here. And again, typically when I do this, I won't even be wearing a cowboy hat, just maybe a ball cap or no hat at all. Because if the horse does pop, I don't want hat flying off or something and spooking them even more, bugging them out. Now, the more you work on that with them de-spooking to begin with, the less chance of that even bothering them, obviously, is that won't be an issue. But you never know. Hat flies off, hits them on the rump or something, it can make a little problem into a big problem. So, but I've done this with her already, and so she's actually getting impatient. She wants to get going, but for the sake of the video, I just want to talk here through this. So, yeah, so then stage 2, I'll go ahead and I'll get up on them all the way up. This, and I'll just hang there. Ooh, good girl. And I want her to stand still. Now, she's looking at me, make sure she sees me with the right eye also. And here, as you can see, is the perfect example. When I'm laying over on her like that, quit. If my hat happened to fall off, that would spook her, and she'd more than likely spook right into me. Now, if the horse spooks into me, I'm keeping my center of gravity low, so I could just come right off easily and get out of her way and let her spin around, let the horse spin around me like this. Okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to stay behind. If the horse bolts into you, you just stay behind the foreleg and let him spin right around you. And what I do is I work on that with him right from the get-go. You see me when I'm getting on and off and things aren't working out, I'll just guide the horse around me. Think of it like a wheel if you're looking from above. You become the axle and the horse is the rim, okay? They're going to go around you. This way they don't come over you. I don't want to make them go backwards. I want to make them go forwards and around me. That's going to be typically the direction I want my horse to go if we have problems. I want them going forward and get them right back into a lunging circle. I don't want them running away from me. I don't want them running out. Definitely don't want them running out. So that's the cue I teach them right from the get-go. If they're going to spook or if they're going to get cantankerous and I got to come down off them, they're going to be going around me. Around me quick in a quick, tight circle. And I use that for discipline also. If the horse is pulling on me and tugging on me, you know, when we're walking, I'll just get him in a tight circle and I'll get on the rump a little bit like this here, okay? So they go around me. If I want to go backwards, I'll tell them to go backwards and I'll just bump them on the nose a little bit. I don't typically get in front of them and drive them backwards unless they strike out at me or rear at me and strike, something like that, then I'll get in there. I don't want to do it to her because she's not doing that, but I won't hit them or anything. I'll just get in their face with a loud sound, like with your lips, like boom, boom, and I'll switch the rope like this, and I'll charge into them 2 or 3 steps. That's it, until they blow out and quit. And then she's licking and chewing. She knows what I'm talking about. I don't want to do it to her because there's no reason to do that. But you get what I'm saying. So I've heard people like Clinton Anderson talk about backing stops biting and bucking and, backing them. And it's very true, it will. So, but I don't tend to go overboard on it. I don't want to back them too much, especially if you're in an enclosed area. You got to watch your horse. You got to read them. As soon as you can tell their mind came in and they understand why they're being disciplined, you just stop. And then you ask them to step back up, step up, nice and relaxed, and their mind is back with you, and that's good. Okay? So, but like I'm saying, typically, if I'm going to get on them and they act up or something, I'm going to come right back down off that side and get them going around my body in a circle. Okay. Like this. Oh, there goes the hat. See, the hat went down, she stood still. Good deal. Oh, that feels good. I'm just going to let my lower back relax. Take a little load off the back. Good. I'm going to come down and pick up my hat. She's looking at my hat. I got my hat in the dirt, girl. What do you think of that? Got my hat in that. So that's a good example right there. I gotta dust off my hat. I'm gonna put the rope down. Ah, man, look at that. I got all that dirt on my Stetson. Actually, it's not a Stetson, it's Cody James. Ah, nice hat though. Now I'm gonna have dirt in my hair, girl. What do you think? How you looking at? You wanna wear my hat? You don't wanna wear my hat. All right, but things like that you turn into an exercise. So you see how quiet she stood? I was able to see her just flinch a little bit, but that's all she needs to do. No big deal. Shouldn't be a big deal for any horse once they're trained good, but for a horse that you're just starting, if they happen to be spooky, something like that can wig them out. It drops on their other side when you're getting on them. All right, we're going to go back up. All right, this time, the next part of this stage is, because she's doing that good, I'm actually going to ask her to walk, but I want her to walk in a circle. Again, we're doing all circles in the beginning. I get their mind thinking circle right from the get-go. I don't want them taking off in a straight line. I don't want them going straight up. If they're going to move their feet, they're going to move them in a circle. Okay, so I'm going to ask her to walk off in a circle, and then whoa. She does that relaxed, then I feel she's ready to throw a leg up over, and we'll do the same thing. So here we go. Okay, see how she's pushing into me? So I'm going to let her stand right there. Good. And this mare, again, she's so sensitive that the slightest amount of pressure I put on that nose, she's going to back up. So I want to make sure I don't do that when I'm getting on, but I want to give just enough slack that I have control of her head, that it can't go out to the right, it can only come left. If I got to come down, it's going to go left quick. So you can go to the right a little bit. She's looking at me, but I have control of her nose. Okay? So here we go. I didn't ask you to walk off though, honey. Let's come back here. She got a little ahead of me there. She walked off without me asking. Good girl. Stand. Wait for Pops. All right? Wait for Pops. Don't step on my feet. Here we go. Woo. Woo. Good. Stand. And I teach them verbally. Stand, whoa, and walk. Woo. Good. What is that over there? You hear something over there? Okay. Woo. 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 Okay, now she's getting now if she does that 2 or 3 times, I'm going to put her back into a lunging for discipline. She needs to stand still and not just walk off. She walked off a little like she meant it, like, no, I don't want to do this. Not like she was just thinking I was asking her to. So I don't want that, okay? I want her to pay attention and relax. Here we go. Woo. Woo. Okay, stand. Good. Perfect. Stand. I'm letting her look at my feet. I'm going to get over here centered, and now I'm going to ask her to walk. Good. Walk. Walk. See, and I'm tapping her. Walk. Good. Walk. Good. All right, perfect. So that was perfect. She walked in two nice circles, and she whoa. I barely even touched her with a cue to whoa. I just asked her to whoa, and she whoa. I want to do that one more time. Turn her in a circle until she stands. Good. Woo. Woo. Good. Woo. Woo. Now she's flapping her tail around. Good. Woo. All right, stand, stand. Woo. Woo. Good. Okay. Now I got her mane and the lead. I don't want to let go of the mane. Walk. Walk. Come on, walk. Go. Good. And we'll. Good. All right. So that was 2 times. Very well. All right, come here, honey. So now she's ready to throw a leg up over. We'll do the same thing. I'm going to go up on and I'm going to come down off. I'm not going to ask her to walk right away. I'm just going to make sure she's going to stand quiet and she doesn't feel like she's tightening up or getting spooky on me or anything when I'm up there. We'll do that and I'll come down off her and I'll do it on both sides. And if that's all good, then we'll walk the circle. I know, Mommy. It itches your nose, doesn't it? Okay. Let's do this and we'll be done. Good. Stand. I know. That's what I say. Okay, so first you got to stand, then I'm going to put the leg over. Stand. Good. Stand. Come on, Mommy. Right there. All right, let's step up. Let's go back. Right there. Woo. Got my patch? I got a patch on my arm. She ripped it off by accident. All right, Mommy. Last time. Come on, let's do this. Here we go. All right. Woo. Woo. All right. Woo. Good. And I'm going to rub her a little on the right side. Good. Stand. Good. And now, up over. Good girl. Excellent. And then I'll just stand there for a minute. And she's relaxed. Good. Woo. 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 All right, and then I come down. Good. Now, she threw her head up a little bit and feel like she tensed up a little bit, and she was looking over there again. I waited till she relaxed, and then I came down. We're going to do that one more time. Now remember, this is just the beginning of stages, getting the horse used to you being on him. I typically like them a little bit more relaxed than this. She's still heightened and alert, so I'm not going to go to the next stage with her. But I would do this even in the stall with them at first when they're a little more relaxed for the first time, as long as you have a good space and your horse is not acting like they're going to buck or rear or anything like that. I would do that too. Okay, one more time, honey. All right. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. Good. Stand, stand, stand. Good. Good girl. Woo, woo. She's getting ahead of herself here. Woo. All right, good. Good girl. It's like that. Good. All right. Good girl. And that's that. We come down off her and let her walk. Back. Let's go back. Step up. Good. And that's it. That's the beginning of stage 1. Getting on the horse for the first time. Secret's Third Wonder, Frank Joseph, a.k.a. Spaghetti Cowboy, and we are out.